I normally don't do videos like this, but after I saw a picture yesterday, I have to do a video like this. Yesterday I saw a picture. In the picture, it was 20 to 22 cops facing a mob. Then in front of the cops was a line of elderly men, black men. 20 to 22 of them. That's what the picture, you can see in the picture. You can obviously know there was more of them. But what bothered me about that picture was that the elderly men, age ranges from early 30s to late 50s, where they were facing towards the crowd and not facing towards the cops. That picture bothered me. It made me disgusted and appalled and any other angry adjective I can think of. And a lot of you are like, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that picture? I really don't see nothing wrong with the picture. That picture sets a lot of precedents. And that picture basically is the living embodiment of the black community. What's wrong with it? Or the stigma in my community. If it was basically, to me, like the elderly black man that was standing in line, it looked like they were protecting the cops from the youth instead of protecting the youth from the cops. Why are they facing towards the mob or to the people like something was going to jump off? To anybody that was in the mob, it looks like instead of a cop and my elders that I respect, all I see is a cop being protected by my elders and they looking down on me. That's what it looked like. And that's what is the problem. If you want no violence, then you should have at least formed a chain, meaning one alternate which way everybody's looking. One guy face the cops, one face the mob. One guy face the cops, one guy face the mob. That way you're a buffer between two opposing forces. And that I would respect the hell out of. Because right there, you show me that you're a leader and you wiser than me and that you want to, and that you due to your experience with life and what you went through, you're telling me this ain't the way, young man. This is not the way. Or even if all of you were facing the cops, you send a precedent saying, young man, we got this. This is not the way, young man. This is not the way. Go back home. You're better than this. And you're looking at the cops and saying, yo, we got this. Our community is messed up. We're not going to let them do anything to you. And we damn sure not going to let you do anything to them. No. What you did, all you elderly simpletons and dullards that were standing in that line, all you did was made the situation more hostile. And when I come, if me or my younger brethren came up there, all we see is, young man, this is not the way. You're better than this. Look at this. We stand by the cops. You're better than this. They're just doing their job. If they were just doing their job, we wouldn't be rioting or being protesting now, would we? Why is that so hard to fathom? Why is it that I see people that look just like me trying to dictate the actions of the law enforcement and try to judge the people that are lashing out? Let me explain something to you guys and gentlemen out there. You don't scream unless you feel pain, correct? Well, that's what these people are doing. They're unheard. That's what even Martin Luther King said. Rioters are just people that are unheard. And on top of that, why is it that my people that look like me are saying they're nothing but animals, they're scum, they're thugs? Why are they destroying their own property? So it's okay for you to sit here and judge those people who are rioting, who are frustrated on property damage and everything, but you won't look at the cops who are walking around scot-free from that's killing your brothers and sisters. So they get a free pass, but these guys that's lashing out because of the government that's not holding any cop accountable We got to forgive and love them, but we got to judge these thugs and these savages for lashing out, for being treated as such. You all are nothing more but hypocrites. Every single last one of you. You should be ashamed of yourself. You want to sit here and say, oh, they're thugs, they're animals and savages. The same people that's calling, the same people that don't look like you is calling you this, and you want to come to their end and say, oh, all black people are not like that. But meanwhile, none of you have said anything, and I'm talking about everybody. None of you have said anything about them Kentucky Wildcat riots. Yes, riots. It's not a big party they got under control. A Kentucky Wildcat riot because the Kentucky Wildcats lost in the Final Four, which, by the way, cost more cops to be injured and cost more property damage than Baltimore. But nobody said they were thugs or they were just misunderstood teams. You're a bunch of hypocrites. And we need a code of conduct. And when I say we need a code of conduct, I'm talking to all of these so-called YouTube celebrities or Facebook Vine celebrities putting their 2 cents in, talking about black people don't do this, do this. Let me explain something to you. You guys don't know how damaging those videos are. Those videos are very damaging. You want to know why? Because they're being posted on websites, white extremist websites like Stormfront. And a lot of you looking at me like, what do you know about Stormfront? That's the problem with our community. We always focusing on this bull crap, but we never focus on just important stuff in life. I can go down my Facebook page right now and see people talking about the NBA playoffs, talking about the new Dragon Ball Z movie, talking about the Big Lip Challenge, or talking about goddamn sundresses. But I don't see nobody on my Facebook wall talking about what is very important and very indicative of this protest right now. And what you don't know or don't want to know is that white extremists that hates us, gays, the LGBT community, and the Jewish community watch all of us 24/7. While you out here playing, they out there plotting. So your videos that you talking about showing how bad or trying to make a appeal or appease the non-black community and saying that we're doing bad, and they're using your videos to spread and show the discontent or the fragmentation of our community on their websites. But you don't know that because you're too busy getting all your information from media outlets that just show the negativity of our race. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. I don't want to talk about Mortal Kombat X. I don't want to talk about Dragon Ball Z. I don't want to talk about none of that stuff. I want to talk about what's important. I want to talk about why I have to go home and talk to my 8-year-old, my 12-year-old, and my 18-year-old and explain to them how they should know the rules, the black rules, so that when they come home, they won't get assassinated out on these streets. A conversation that a lot of non-black, I wouldn't say non-black, because brown people have the conversation too, the Latinos, my Latino and Hispanic community, a lot of you had this conversation too. Conversation that a lot of Caucasian people don't understand and trying to fathom, like, why would you tell your kids that? Because I want them to come home so I can see them, so I can kiss them, so I can hold them. I tell them, don't reach for anything in your pocket when you get stopped by the cops. Make sure the cops can see your hands so he won't think that a hammer or an iPhone or anything else that's in your hand while you're driving is a weapon that can kill him. Look the cop in the eye. Don't talk back to the cop. Yeah, I know other people can talk back to the cop, but you're not like them. They get to go home at night. You don't if you talk back. You may get booked. Well, back in the day, in my time when I was your age, I would have get booked or got sent to jail and got, and had to go through the system. But now they're not even doing that. Make sure you be respectful to the cop, which is natural. A lot of people think, well, if they be respectful, Stop it. Stall all that noise. We teach our kids to be respectful to anybody, everybody that's older than them. I can't help it that there's a lot of people out here thinking that all blacks is just being disrespectful. No, whatever. I just saw a video where a white teenager was cussing his mom and dad out, but nobody says nothing about that. There's bad in every race, in every creed. But ironically, the bad outweighs the good when it comes to me and my peoples. These are certain conversations that you don't understand, and it frustrates all of us as a people. And it's just very irritating how people can be disingenuous about my plight. It's 2015. My president, and people want to bring up that the president is black, but he has done nothing for us. He hasn't even addressed. Only thing he addressed that the rioters are bad and they're going to go to jail, but he ain't saying nothing about these cops that are walking away scot-free after killing somebody in their custody, in their apprehension. And then people are like, well, if you should have run, you shouldn't have shot. If you don't break the law, you wouldn't get shot or you wouldn't be getting killed. Meanwhile, they're doing a trial out in Aurora, Colorado with that dude that shot everybody up, the innocent, and murdered the innocent people in cold blood in Aurora at the Batman movie premiere. Not only is he alive to see trial and get judged, he's wearing a bulletproof vest to and fro the damn trial. But he broke the law, still alive. Did he run? He tried to run, still alive. But no, black people, shouldn't break the law. Shouldn't run, you wouldn't get shot. Your arrogance knows no bounds. And that's what's the problem with America. That is my problem with America. You sit back here, you judge people, and then if it doesn't fall into your category of life, then it's a problem. You should wake up and pay attention to each and every last person on this American soil that is trying to tell you something. We are getting assassinated, not victimized, assassinated. You understand me? There's a protest in Baltimore right now for Freddie Gray. There was a protest in Detroit for Terrence McCollum, who got killed by federal agents at his dad's house because they thought it was a drug house. Or he thought he was a drug or something. I don't know the full story, so I'm not gonna go all into it. But let you be known, there was a protest yesterday in Baltimore. There was a protest in Detroit at the same time for a different guy that got killed 2 days ago. And you wondering why all these black people are acting out? How dare you? There's a protest in Chicago right now over the black woman who got killed. And yesterday they read the verdict and the cop got away with it. All these cities, you have to ask yourself, just like in a relationship, if you see a fine girl and she don't have a boyfriend, and when you on a date with her and she tells you all her ex-boyfriends were nothing but low-time losers, and she don't admit that none of her part come to play, that's a red flag. That's why I'm talking to America. If all these people in all these inner cities are having problems with cops or are protesting, that's a red flag. Something is going wrong in this country. And how dare you sit up here saying, oh, they're just thugs. Who cares? It reminds me of the 90s. Exactly like the 90s. History sure do repeat itself. In the 90s, when people in the inner cities were getting robbed for Jordans, before they triple fat goose, and the parents was looking at the cops and looking at people was like, yo, we need help, we need assistance, this can't go on. Suburban white America was like, this is black people, who cares? They shoot each other anyway, they're animals anyway. And when we was in school, I was in school, I had to go through a metal detector at my high school. And we sitting up here like, yo, it's dangerous. Yo. The school shootings was rampant all in the 90s. Black people, who cares? But as soon as Columbine hit, as soon as those white dudes who had nothing better else to do went around and shot up that school, OMG. Everybody from suburbia was like, oh my God, we need gun control. We need to stop. Where is this coming from? Maybe it's the video games. It's the movies. Oh my God. And that's the problem with America, the hypocrisy of it all. It ain't a problem until it's on your doorstep. And that's the problem with why we suck as a nation right now. If it ain't at your doorstep, you don't care. But as soon as you get at your doorstep, you want everybody to jump and come help you out. No more, man. You got to change. We all got to change. You got to change, man. Period. All of us. And in America, the rest of America that's non-black, you got to look at this. Not one time in the history of any community, I would say, have I ever seen 3 major national gangs join up with a religious group called National Islam, join up with other white people, and march down the street. Never have I seen something like that. And you sit up here with your arrogance saying, oh, they're thugs and savages. Did you not hear what I just said? I have never seen nothing like that before, ever. Times are changing. Whether it's good or bad, times is changing. And you got to ask yourself, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit here and talk about Kim Kardashian and the Big Lip Challenge and the video games and all this and that? Or are you going to pay attention and find out what's going on? Because right now, there's a lot of you sitting here looking at this video talking about, oh, he don't know what the hell he's talking about, and why should I care? Newsflash. You're going to care in the next couple years because this is going to change. And because we always, as black people, have always been a test for things to come. We've always have. Always. We've always been the guinea pigs of everything. Why? Because this nation never really give a damn about us. And to perfect certain stuff, you use it on the guinea pigs. And if you don't believe that, look at everything. Regardless to the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, to all the way up to those missing kids in Los Angeles. Look it up. I'm just saying, you better wake up. All of you. It ain't no game out here. Y'all playing chess and Chutes and Ladders. They playing chess and Risk. I'm out of here. Late.